What up, what up, what up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Yes, it's me, April Love, here in Boston. Wishing you a blessed time. Truly, if you find reasons to smile, laugh, enjoy life, appreciate everything and everyone around you. It's currently 1:59 a.m. and I am just trying to recoup a little bit from this weekend. Um, They had 4 days of 12-hour shifts. Very busy weekend. Very crazy weekend. And if you didn't see my last video, please go check it out. I did a tribute to the place that I work at, to the horsemen, to the people that I've gotten to know over the last 15 years. Um, as the video said, I try not to promote it because they aren't a sponsor and because, just because. Um, but I do work at Suffolk Downs in Boston. Um, I'm sure you've seen the sign here and there in some of my streams or videos. But I worked primarily over the last 15 years in the stable area with the horsemen and the trainers and the jockeys and all those people. And, you know, yesterday, Saturday and Sunday were the last two races that are ever to be at Suffolk Downs. If you watch my streams, you watch my videos, you've heard me say countless times that my job is on the verge of being gone. I've been here. I've worked with different security companies at the site, and I really don't want to work anywhere else as far as security is concerned. So I could be working at other sites that make a lot more money than here. But, um, there's a number of reasons why I've stayed as long as I have. One is, yeah, I got comfortable. Two, it's a 5-10 minute drive from my house. 40 minutes 20 minutes to 40 minutes by public transportation. But, I can get, it's fairly close to my house. Um, and, after the first couple of years of working here, I got to know people and I came to appreciate, the uniqueness of this place. It has a historical element to it. It has a generational element to it. Especially, a lot of the people that work here, whether they work as part of the maintenance crew, whether they work with the horsemen, whether they own horses, um, many people have been here, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. This is their 84th year. Um, and as of Sunday, June 30th, there will no longer be live races at Suffolk Downs. But for the next year, give or take, maybe a couple of months ahead or whatever, they'll still have simulcasting, which is, you can watch the races on the TV screens. Um, you can watch races from other tracks on the TVs and make bets here. So, but as far as the horsemen and the racing here specifically, that's to be no more. I think by September they're supposed to start tearing down the stables. And again, that's primarily where I was for the majority of the time that I've worked here. And there was a few people that I said my goodbyes to that I started getting choked up. You know, this is people's livelihoods. This is like, they talk about doing what you love or finding what makes you happy, all right? And from my experience and from listening to people that have done this their whole lives or watched people over the time that I've been here, you know, you have to have some love to work in the stable area, in rain, in cold weather, in humid, hot, pass out type weather, to, shovel up horse poop, to wash down a horse no matter the weather, to coming at 4 or 5 o'clock and getting started at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to work with the horses, not just to ride them. People. There's people that live on site, and if you've seen me, riding through the stable area, you know it's not the most glamorous place to be, and people living on site sharing communal bathrooms and showers, and not always getting paid a living wage or getting paid what they should be getting paid, and but they still do it, and a lot of them will go from track to track, usually with the people, whoever they might be working with or for. Sometimes they make an extra few bucks working for somebody else, while at a particular track. But a lot of them, you know, it's not a glamorous lifestyle, but so many of these people have done it since, their families have been here generation after generation. I mean, even my family, over the last 15 years, my mother originally worked here when I started. Then, a couple, after a few years, I won't get into all the details. My mother was gone from the job. My cousin started working with me, and then she moved on. And then my younger brother Kirk was working here. And just in general, like from the tellers that take the bets to the cleaning crew to the maintenance crew, generations of people have worked here. Some people have worked here since they were in high school. In the stable area, some kids, like I said, grew up around the horses, helping with the horses, riding the horses, you know, and to know I won't see these people. But I've learned a lot about passion and appreciating what you have and doing what you love. Because when you do what you love, it doesn't matter how much you get paid. Yeah, you need money to pay bills and, buy clothes and buy necessities, food, water, a vehicle to get place to place. But, again, to live this kind of lifestyle that they live, and for the people that, are stable hands, again, that are shoveling up, walking the horses, they might not always get paid a good wage, but they come in every day. Rain, shine, floods, ice, frigid temperatures. And if you see the conditions of their living quarters and the stable areas, you would wonder how could anybody work there, or how can anybody want to live there, you know? But it just makes me think of like me doing what I'm doing with the video and live streams, and because I'm not getting paid yet, but here I am almost every day, either posting a video, doing a live stream. Because I love it. I love just being creative. I love knowing that, some of you have found value in what I share. I found inspiration. If you're wondering, I'm eating honey roasted cashews. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the end video, go check it out. Make sure you put a like on it. Make sure you put a like on this. And so far, hey, how are you? Thank you for coming in. And so far, that last video, the last video I posted is my highest view video in probably a year, not including the live streams. What up in the bush? And I'm trying to see the name. John. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm just kind of reminiscing and talking about my last video. I don't know if y'all seen it yet. It was a tribute to the place that I work. If you didn't know, I work at a horse track here in Boston. I think it's one of the oldest tracks in the country, Suffolk Downs. I haven't been able to work on it since last week. I've been working every day since last Sunday. Yeah, I haven't been working since last Sunday. And this past weekend, I worked 4 12-hour shifts back to back. I still haven't had a day off. I'm working all the way until Friday morning. So, but if you haven't yet, check out the video I posted that says the end. I work at Suffolk Downs, the only racetrack left in Massachusetts, horse racing, thoroughbred racing. This past weekend was the last races ever to be had at this track, because the new owner wants to do what everybody else is doing, which is develop and put up more condos that we really don't need. No, that's all good. But, you know, I just went on my little rant, and my reminiscent um, thing on here, talking about the video and my feelings about this place. You know, I know it's moving with the times, but to know how many people are affected, and you know to know, like, but I was just talking about the lessons that I've gotten from working around these people and watching these people doing what they obviously love, because not working in the conditions that they work, no, not everyone would do that, even if it was to make a buck. You have to let There's certain jobs that you have to, at the very least, have an appreciation for, or some kind of love for, in order to do it. you know Especially depending on the conditions of the job. If you're not getting paid right, you know and from what I've seen over the last 15 years, day in, day out, no matter the weather, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, people are up working with the horses, cleaning the horses, cleaning stalls, and, those that lived on site, their living quarters weren't the best conditions, but they worked it, they did it, and then they travel from one track to the next track. You know, it's just another motivation and in a lesson in just enjoying and doing what you love. For sure, I gotta get to that. I'm gonna try to get to it this weekend. I don't think I have a whole lot to do to it. I just want to give some of it a little more texture. I wanted to give it a little bit more dimension. It looks good where it is, but I'm still thinking of putting a smaller waterfall next to the trees and I want to fix the trees so they look a little more, you know, they don't just look like I painted a couple of random trees. I want them to have some kind of texture to it. So, in in the owls themselves, I want to kind of define the line between the two owl bodies. Get so. But I like where they are right now, and I like I don't think it's gonna take much longer. Once I start working on it again, hopefully I can get into a rhythm and finish it up really nicely. A wolf. Um, well, I would have to see if I can even draw her wolf or paint the wolf. I was surprised that the owl came out as good as it did. Because animals are not really my strong suit. But, you know, I could try. I could try to do something with a wolf. Would you want a solo wolf, or you want me to just free range it and see what I come up with? And do you care about size? Because the one I'm doing for Night Strix is 12 by 12 inch. You like the idea of a solo wolf? Kind of the howling to the moon type thing, or maybe not howling to the moon, but you know having that moonlight or that mystical type background. Or something where he's just kind of like has that majestic. And if you notice with my paintings, that's kind of the realm I try to grab, is like the mystical, peaceful, yet it has a mixture between the passion and the trying to capture the heart and the peacefulness, yet mixed with the strength and all that. You know, all the energies kind of. All right, I got you. I got you. I'll keep it in mind and see what I come up with. See where I'll now that I have an idea. That is my emos. You need no worries. Let me work on finishing Strix painting, and I'll get started if the wolf, when I'm able to start that particular painting, if the wolf is starting to look like what you're looking for, right? If the wolf painting starts to look the way you that you know that it's where you picture it, or what you want, and that it's actually looking like a wolf, and like I didn't mess it up. Because again, I'm not putting myself down. I just know animal painting or drawing animals are not my forte. Sometimes I get lucky and I can, make it come out the way the way that I picture it, but it doesn't always work out that way. So if once I start it, then we can talk about pricing or whatever, you know. So and we'll talk about that off stream because I don't like to talk about the money side on camera. I feel like that's a personal thing between the person I'm selling to or whatever. I'll be honest. The only two paintings I've sold this year, the ones that I've actually sold this year, um, one to J 1980. He's in from New Zealand. Originally, I the painting that he bought off me. Um, I originally said 75, and he offered to pay twice that. Then I was like, okay, well, let me add a little more value to myself. Um, and then the second painting I sold to a cousin, and I asked 125, and he agreed to it because he liked the painting enough. But that being said, even if I put a high price, like I feel like again, that's me trying to like figure out the value of it for myself without being, you know, without feeling like I'm price gouging people. But I'm also open to, you know, if you feel that's too much, that's fine. We can work out a lower price. If you're struggling with money, I completely understand that because that's what, you know, I struggle. I'm constantly struggling with money. I live paycheck to paycheck, so I'm willing to work with people as far as costs are concerned. No, I understand. I might do the same size that I'm doing for Strix, 12 by 12. If not 12 by 12, maybe a little bit, depending on when I start really focusing on that. I'll look at the canvas that I have. No, I understand. I completely get you. But so even if all you can give is 25, 50, whatever like I said, whatever you think you can afford, what you think is fair when you see the finished product, we'll work it out. I'm not stuck up. I'm not, you know, yes, I know there's a fine line between putting value on yourself and overpricing something, and I honestly don't know how to price my art. So like I'm like, okay, when I with the offer, the first painting I ever sold was a three-piece painting, and that's why I was like, okay, there's three pieces to it. Let's say 75. It's basically 25 for each piece, and and the guy offered to pay 150, that including the the I hear you. I no, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I want, I want to be fair, but I don't want to like overprice either. That's why, like, even if I throw out something that seems unreachable to you, if I'm willing to work with people, because the fact that you're showing that much interest to begin with, if you're really connected to the painting, then I'm willing to work on it. Yeah, it's probably why I'm not making any money. I, I honestly give more money away than I give. Like I know there's certain people that probably don't need the donations that they get, but I still and I don't give a whole lot, but I still give donations every now and again to people. You know, it's all good. That sucks. I hear you. I hear you. And no worries, we'll figure it out. Let me work on it, and then we'll, whatever you can afford, that's what we'll do. Sonic Butterfly, what's up, my friend? Thank you for coming in. You know, it definitely can. And either you can laugh it off, keep moving forward, dwell in it, and hate the world around you, or you could be savage. And when I say and you can be savage, I mean that in a complimentary way. He's a good dude. Oh yeah, you one of his boyfriend. You're one of his boyfriends, right? For sure. Are you one of the ones he's helped with, his giveaways or whatever? Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. Definitely lives up to his name, but you know, you can tell, as savage as he is, he's got a good heart. And that's why you know, I go to his streams. Why I you know. And I heard him talking the other night about, like, I don't go into all everybody else's videos and live streams, so I don't know what drama he was talking about, because I honestly stay away from all the drama online. Uh, you know, not just Facebook, not just YouTube, but like if I hear it in one of the streams, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I know from my experience, you're a cool dude. You haven't done anything to annoy me or like aggravate me or offend me. So, anyone that's taking it too much to heart, you need to find other avenues and not dwell on the negative. That he said that about himself, that he's nothing. He wasn't nothing. I think we all, in one way or another, feel like that. We're all very critical of ourselves. I think we all to some extent get down on ourselves. We want to live. I believe we all intentionally want to live positively. We all want to do what we're gonna what we love, and we want to have a good life and whatever. But there's always that part of us that doubts our abilities, or don't we don't think everybody sees the good in us. They only and I think one big reason is because a lot of times people do for whatever reasons, humans are wired to find the negative, but including myself. I'm quick to judge sometimes. I am hard on myself sometimes, but I have to remind myself that, you know, remind myself that I do have a good heart, and if other people can't see it, that's not my problem. It's not always easy. My man, what's up, homie? What up, dude? We're talking about you. We're talking about how much into the bush. I'm not gonna. How much he loves you. How much he wants to marry you. How much he wants to be your boo thing. No, but we're talking good stuff about you, boy. We're talking about how much we know you are the savage of all savages, but you got an amazing heart. You got a good heart. And he was telling me, and you can scroll up to see it, that You two were talking the other day, saying how you didn't, you know, that you did, where was it? That you felt like you was nothing, dude. You got so much, you got so much good in you. I know we can all get down on ourselves, but like you've been trying to say in your streams, right, about staying away from the drama, and we all know how things happen. Forget about just YouTube, just throughout social media. People don't have anything better to do with their time, you know, and it's very easy to get lost in the negativity. It's very easy to even to get obsessed over something, or dwell on something and stuff. But if you know in your heart that you're a good person, I know it's not easy to step away from what other people are spewing at you, or like because as much as you might let it roll off, it does still affect us in some way. As much as we want to push it away, dust our you know, you know, dust off our shoulders. Sometimes it does creep in. You know, Even if it just creeps in a little, because if it's bothering you to, if it's affecting you, if you're talking it out, and it's great to talk things out, right? But something's bothering you if you're bringing it out. Savage fam, the hashtag love crew. That's what I call my my little community of supporters. Hashtag love crew. And like I said, I don't watch any kind of drama on anything. When someone starts ranting a little too hard or a little too much on someone else, I just step away from that stuff for a while. The Bush babies. Hashtag Bush babies. Bush ballers. You remember the bushwhackers from wrestling? Or are you guys too young for that? I don't know how old you are in the bush. But isn't bushwhackers, right? The ones that used to come out like this? The Bush Bros. Hit that like button, people. And thank you for coming in. Thank you for showing some love. I appreciate it. I'm just chilling at work. I had a busy weekend. I don't know if you all seen, I know you said you saw it in the bush, but if you haven't seen my last video, everybody go check it out. It's called The End. It's a tribute to the horse track that I work at. How you doing, cashier? So for people that don't know, and I can just say it now because I said it in my last video, I work at Suffolk Downs, the thoroughbred track in Boston. And this weekend was the last two races ever to be at this track because new owner has the owns someone, a developer bought the property and he wants to develop it. So um, live racing, live race horse racing will be no more in Boston. Um, I'll have my job for at least another year because they're going to continue broadcasting uh, races from other tracks. So I have my job at least for another year, which I'm hoping within that year that I can get monetized and actually get to a point that maybe get sponsorships and get Alove Productions off the ground in a much big, in a much livable way. Maybe I don't care about becoming, a top YouTuber. I don't care about, things to that extent. But I do want to make a difference with my channel, and I want to make a living off of sharing and doing what I love. You know, so oh, in the bush, what colors do you gravitate to? What colors do you gravitate into the bush? Black, purple, red, pink, grays. Okay. But yeah, like, I really hope, you know, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever the attention grabs, whether I start making money off of aloveproductions.com with my t-shirts and hats, um, I want to get to a point that, I don't have to worry about losing my job. Like, I'd like to be able to be making a livable way, um, er, making a livable amount of money that I can support myself working, creating my videos and my content, and hopefully something coming out of it, you know, because, you know, for sure. Believe me, I doubt myself a lot, and it's frustrating as hell to watch my channel constantly go, not get past 1,030. Like, I think the most subscribers I've had is 1,030, but I'm doing it because I love it. I don't just post because I try not to pay attention to the subscribers or the whatever, but it does. But I'm not gonna lie, it does get frustrating sometimes because I do try to put out the best content I can, and I know the more people that see my channel, like, there are gonna be people that connect to it, that see the value in it, and you know whether it's you guys, whether it's Divine Tiffany, Nicole, Makeup by Nicole, my friend out in New Zealand, J 1980, who's become like one of my biggest cheerleaders. The guy, like, he wants to buy all my artwork. He struggles like a lot of us, to make ends meet. But he wants to buy, like, he's legit. Like, every time he's in the chat, he's like, "Thank you guys for supporting A Love Productions," and every time I come up with a new painting, he wants to buy it. He wants to he wants to support it in any way that he can. And I love the dude for it. And I let him know. I said, you have no idea what it means to me to know that that you guys see the value in what I try to do. You see what my intent is. You see that I have no ill intentions to anyone. Like I said, I stay away from the drama. A lot of the times, I have no idea that there is drama going on unless I go into a stream or I hear from a person that I'm watching. But even then, when I hear about it, I keep my distance from it. I show love for the person that I'm already friends with or supporting, and I say I hope it all work. I I say from what I know of you, I know you're a good person. At least from what I've seen, and if someone wants to start beef, you know that's their problem. It's not. I mean, granted, it could become a problem otherwise, but like even James Cox and the hashtag I'm a creator. I'll shout them out all the time, and I still go to James Cox's live streams every now and again. But when I hear the drama starting up, I kind of step away for a little bit, let whatever happens with that. But I owe a lot to the hashtag I'm a creator community because that's where I found Savage. When I saw that live stream that Savage and Scott Fisher did um, back in February or whatever, and that's actually when I started watching um, Savage. If it wasn't for hashtag McCrade, I wouldn't have hit my first 1K back almost a year ago. And I wouldn't have met you guys or met Divine Tiffany. So I owe a lot to that community in that sense. But I also tread lightly where I don't want to lose subscribers and I don't want to get caught up in drama and I don't want to get into the habit of networking to support other channels knowing that I may not be able to get to other people's channels. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go in this randomly hit 10 different people's channels and because I'm trying to make my own content, not get over to supporting their channel by watching a video or sharing it out or whatever. And I don't want to half-assly just subscribe to somebody if I'm not really gonna take the time to go watch. So, and I would like to grow as naturally as possible. You know. Let me see. Tell them I'll send the Bruins after them. They throw hockey pucks at their head. I'll throw some Boston baked beans at your face. I'll meet you at Harvard Yard. I'll park my car at Harvard Yard. Nah, that's good. Nah, I don't want that connection. I'm good. I told you, I stay away from drama. I don't need to be connected to organized drama. I mean, even where I work, like, I tread very lightly. I mind my P's and Q's. I do my thing. I stay respectful. I stay kind. And you do your thing. And if you got a problem, your problem is with you, not with me. Yeah. Well, I already know there's ghosts and spirits all over this place, so. And I'm sure a couple of them happen to be, you know, part of that. Because again, I work at a horse track. Stereotypically, you know, racetracks are those types of places where certain things go down. And if you know who Divine Tiffany is, right, you know she does energy and spirit readings through photos, right? Last year I was doing a live stream in the building that I'm sitting outside of, right? Well, no, so listen, right? I'm doing my rounds in the building where I work, and I get to a particular spot, and I say to everybody that's in the chat, should I go up this area where like it's like horror film central, like you can make a great horror video stuff. I don't do horror stuff, and I don't even like talking about it because the like it just creeps me out. I got a very vivid imagination. I don't watch horror flicks for that reason. And where I work, it's the prime. There's some prime spots that like you can make like a sick horror flick or sick horror video of short film or something, and I can't do it. Just the thought of it, like I start like looking behind my, you know, I'm like I'm a lone security guard. I don't need something to actually jump out. I mean, look, even that behind me, I know what that is, but it still looks freaky as any. If you didn't know what it was, if I didn't know what it was, you would think that like there was actually something there. you know, but and see, this talking about it's creeping me out. But back to the story. So I'm walking through the building, and I point the camera in this one section, and I say, if we go up there, I could show you the really, the creepy area. Or do you want me to go? And like, they're like, oh, do what you normally do. And Divine Tiffany came into the chat. She's like, wow, heavy energy up there. I didn't even go up there. I just pointed my camera in the general area to to get to the spot that I was talking about. And I said, yes, I heard someone had lost their life of their own accord. She said, yeah, they hung themselves. I was like, that's not what I heard. I heard years ago somebody, you know, took their own life, shot themselves because of, um, because of whatever. And I was like, and then I found out from one of the maintenance guys that years ago somebody shot up one part of the building and shot himself in the bathroom, which was a whole other story and stuff. But like the fact that she can even just, I just pointed the camera and she could pick up the heavy energy. I'm like, okay, we're not gonna go up there at all. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go my usual way. I was like, I already know that there's spirits running around here. Even in the stable area, there was one time that I was doing a foot patrol, and there was not really anybody else around. And I knew this area that I was in, there was nobody around. And I felt and heard somebody run up behind me. And like right now, there's nobody back there in the stables. If I went and sat in the stables, guarantee, like if you just stay out there, like right now when it's dark out and nobody's around, you could still hear the horses galloping. Because countless horses have passed away here for one reason or another. But if you stay quiet enough, you can hear the horses galloping. Tennessee, Tennessee. I hate the fact that I can never remember the rest of that song. It's like on the tip of my tongue, and I can never remember the next line. And if I didn't, if I didn't want, you know, if I didn't care about getting the copyright um, warning, and to be honest, to some extent, I don't really care about the copyright thing. I've never gotten a copyright strike. I've just gotten the email saying that the original owner is gonna get the monetization of it or whatever. So, every now and again, I just let the music. I'll let a song play, and not worry about getting the copyright letter, because if all I'm gonna do is get that, and knowing that the next 20 videos I'm not gonna be playing any copyright music. I don't make a big deal about it. Like in general, I don't make a big deal about certain things. And yeah, there's sometimes where I do want to like make a video with a copyrighted song, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Stuff, but I do my thing. I stay in my lane. I know what I share what I'm good at, share what I love, and just try to like motivate and inspire while chasing my own dreams. And at 42 years old, for sure, thank you, Mr. Bush. And I thank you all for keeping it clean in the chat. Because we all know when we get into savages, we all become savages. you know, pretty much everything goes in savages live streams. Here, I want to keep it, family friendly. I want to keep it, clean. Every now and again, I might drop a curse word here and there, but you know, well, you're his boo thing. Believe me, our stream, for the most part, I try not to curse, but there are days where I really don't care, and I'm every other word is something. I might come off a little squeaky clean. I'm not really that squeaky clean. For sure. But even me, when I go in there, like I know I don't have to tread lightly, but even I tread lightly. I'm like, I'm just get I'll leave it to everybody else, and just tease it every now and again. But for the most part, I'm like, I'm cool just watching. I don't need to get I like to watch. No. The birds chirping are distracting me because they're slowly but surely getting louder. I'm so happy that I was able to get the footage that I got for yesterday's video, though. Because, yo, this weekend was crazy here. Alright, we had a major, we had like, we had a major storm Saturday afternoon, right? Because my schedule when we have the live racing is I work 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I work 4 12-hour shifts back to back. And, I'm in the office that I'm, I'm in the backside where, you've seen it in my live streams. I think I did at least one live stream this weekend. I don't remember half of what I did. Luckily, I recorded some of it. um, um, but what was I gonna say? See, I already lost my train of thought. Something about the 12-hour shifts. I know. I completely lost my thought. Oh, the craziness of this weekend. Right? Again, this weekend was the last two live racing days that we had here at my job. And Saturday, my intention was because I've been waiting to make this video for a while now. Like I was waiting for this weekend to come to make this video, and I was like, okay, Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna come to work early, so I can catch one or two of the races, record it, record some of the people getting the horses prepared, and people I wanted to show the busyness of the stable area or whatever. Because when I come to work, I can't show all that because I have to be in a particular place, and I'm signing in and out the horses. The people bringing in and out the horses, so I can't really record like I would want to. So I was like, I'm gonna go in at least an hour or so early, catch what I can catch, and Saturday about 3:45, I was like, okay, I'm gonna jump in the shower and I'm gonna head to work. I'm in the shower and we get a big thunderstorm. I don't have a window in my bathroom. My bathroom's in the middle in the middle of my apartment, and I live in an old school building, so to be able to hear anything outside the apartment from the bathroom, you know, that's a lot of space to get through for the sound to travel. I heard the rain from the shower. I was in rain. I was in the shower hearing showers outside. And when I went to go look out the window, I was like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere today. Or I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I could barely see out the window. But when was able to leave and I got up here, I found I saw a bunch of cars leaving. I see some of the maintenance guys out in the middle of the road. The rain had stopped by this point. I came rolling in. I was like, it's over already? And they're like, no, it actually got canceled because of the storm. Lightning hit something, a transformer or something, kicked out all the power, and half the property, including parts of the building behind me, got flooded. They said part of the second floor had ankle ankle deep water inside the building. And even in the back where the stables are, people were panicking for their horses because some of the stalls were getting flooded. So, needless to say, I came in and they didn't even finish all the races for Saturday. I think like the last 3 or 4 races got canceled for Saturday. And I was like, and it was supposed to rain again Sunday, And I was literally like praying. I said, not just because I want to make a video, but because I want, I want these people to have, a good last run. Because a lot of these people have come here for years and years. Generations of people. I'm not talking about the people coming to watch the races. I'm talking about the horsemen and the jockeys and the stable hands. A lot of these people have been coming here for generations, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And I've gotten to know a lot of them, and to know that the horses are never coming back here, to know these people are never coming back here for racing. you know you know this part of their livelihood is gone. Granted, there's other tracks that they'll be going to, but for a lot of people, this is home. And their home is being gonna be no more. And then within the next couple of months, they're gonna be tearing down the stables. So, and I'm trying not to get teary eyed now thinking about it. There was a few times Sunday that I really had to hold back the tears when I was saying goodbye to some people. I shook their hands. I said, "Good luck to wherever you're going, wherever your journey takes you." And as I said it, even now, I don't know if you can get the sense of my face, but you know, I've been here 15 years. Most of these people have been here so much longer than I have. You know, there was a 25-year-old kid that he told me multiple times that he broke down crying because he's been coming to the track since he was, you know, his family worked here. He was a baby when he first started coming to the track. In the stable area. And that's the story for so many of them. I've had so many people go, I started working here when I was 14. My parents own horses. I've been around these stables since I was 8, 9, 10, 4. you know, you know, some of the older people used to be jockeys or stable hands. I had a young guy last month come in and this is all I know. And he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself when, now that it's no more. And that's sad. I mean, thank you very much, Golem, Golem, Gamer. I appreciate it. And like I said a little while ago, knowing the conditions of the stable area and knowing the type of life that these people live, you have to have some kind of love for that. And that's always been inspiring for me. That's always been an inspiring thing for me. And it's one of the reasons why I continue to make my videos and create my content, because if these people could come and pick up horse crap, rain, shine, snow, cold, 100-degree weather, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to make this my career. And right now I'm not making any money off of it, but I'm still doing it because I love doing it. I love sharing and creating and trying to inspire and just putting out the love and positivity. That's genuinely what I want. That's what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to put out love and positivity. You know, it helps me on a selfish and personal level, on a spiritual level, on everything else. It helps me to build up my own confidence. Cause off camera, trying to go look for another job, trying to you know connect with people, network people off camera in real life. I'm very shy. I'm very timid. I'm not sure of myself. But when I'm creating, when I'm, whether it's a song, a poem, an art piece, a video, that's where I shine. That's where my confidence comes. And I'm blessed to have had, you know, a job where I can work on my crafts, work on the things that I love. And I'll be honest, it hasn't been until the last 5 years where I really started pursuing the things that I love, and trying to make it my career. And I thank God for giving me, the people that, the stable people and the horsemen and the people here that, obviously have a love for what they do, because if you gotta have some love to live the lifestyle that a lot of these people live, you know, and yeah, I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna miss the little bit of country in the middle of the city. You know, I'm not crying yet. I got dry eyes. See, look, I'm not crying yet. I'm not crying. No, I'm kidding. You'll know if I'm crying. If I was crying, I could barely, when I cry, I could barely talk, so, but, no. Why? Why are you gonna leave? You're scared of emotion? We should talk about that. Why, you're not man enough to watch somebody cry? Not man enough to. You're too savage. I think the most savage I think the most strongest people have, do have no, do cry. Um, um, yeah, if that's a joke, I'm gonna let that one slide. But if it's a troll, you will be, you know, yeah, this is not that type of stream. I don't make those types of jokes here. No, but I support the community. I know people that are. I got family that are. But I ask you to respect my stream, or I will report you and kick you out. Just letting you know now. And while you're still in here, Mr. Bush, because I don't have anybody in here right now. Well, I appreciate that then. Yes, I got plenty of. I do as well. I see at least three people here. You, Loverboy, and whoever the third person is. Because I don't have a moderator in here right now, Mr. Bush. Yeah, I need a little backup because none of my usual peoples are in here right now. The ones that are actually that have already been. So nah, they're respecting the situation now. What do you think? Ah, cashier, cool, cool beans. Cool beans. It's time to sleep with the fishes. See, I'm good about trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. As long as they stay respectful, I tried to give them a warning and leadway, and if they continue on, then well, yeah, well, again, maybe I'm just too nice. But I do try to give people the benefit of the doubt at first. Like, as long if they continue acting a fool, then I'm very, then I'm not as hesitant to. But if I give them the warning and they respect the warning, because I don't want anything derogatory. I don't want anything hateful or drama esque or troll esque. So, but I'm very chill. I'm not as chill as Savage, who doesn't care what. And I do have a lot of stuff. I got a lot of phrases and stuff blocked from my streams, so or blacked out or whatever it's called. So blacklisted. I'm glad they finally added that the option to make people moderators through the phone app. I'm glad they finally did that. Cause I mean, it was kind of stupid that they just had it for online. I've had one or two, and they would come in and it's usually they just want. They hardly even say anything. They just come in and keep hitting the dislike button, and I'm like, you still came into the chat. You still came in, so you're still giving me a view, even if it's only for 5 seconds or a second. So, troll all you want. Put as many dislikes as much as I don't like to see the dislikes. You still came into my stream long enough to count as a view. So, you come in 38 times, I get 38 views. Kind of like the good news. There's no such thing as. Yeah, I've been on YouTube since 2011, but in the first couple of years, the first few years, I really didn't know what YouTube was, and I didn't really care. I did post a video here and there because I realized that you could, and when I realized you could, but I didn't realize it was like. I didn't know exactly what it was. I didn't, I just thought it was just like Facebook, that you're posting, you know, whatever you want to post, and then by 2013, I think, is when I started watching, um, because of my sister-in-law, she, she didn't have cable, but she had internet, and her kids used to watch um, certain YouTubers at the time that like every time I went to their house they were watching them, and then I started watching them, and then when I realized that I could upload I could do the same thing that they're doing, as far as making content, I started making content with a cousin of mine that's old enough to be my daughter, and we used to do videos together. Then she didn't want to do videos anymore, so I started doing my own videos, and I've been consistently putting up videos for the last 5 years. Maybe a little bit longer than that. I honestly don't remember when I started becoming consistent. But I'm over 1,000 videos, not including live streams. Um, and it wasn't until last year with hashtag I'm a creator that for a good 3 years I was stuck at 100 subscribers. Last year, when I got involved with hashtag I'm a creator, the first they used to do those create-a-thons where like James Cox would do an 8-hour live stream. The first one I went from 100 subscribers to 200 subscribers in that 8 hours. And then from within 4 months of that, I went from that 200 to 1K. I hit 1K last August. And I fluctuated between 985 and 1,030. I've fluctuated between that since last August. All right, in the bush, thank you for coming in. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. It means the world. I, so much. I'm glad that I got some new, more supporters. Um, I appreciate you stopping in and keeping a good lookout. Appreciate it. You have a good night. Will do. I'll keep a lookout for you. I'll double check. I think I got you. I can't check it now. I'll check it after the stream. So, you're just gonna get me up to where I can get monetized. I need to get monetized and get to a good price point or whatever it's called. Because I know my value, I know my intent. I know that the more people see it, the more this will start to grow. As my life begins to positively change, I can help others do the same. And that's my intention. As I grow, I help others to grow. And I'm not talking about YouTube, I'm talking about people. I want to help others be able to reach their dreams and their goals. I want to make aloveproductions something much bigger than it is. I want to be able to, you know, get the right people involved. Thank you. One of my biggest dreams or one of my bigger visions is, as depending where you live, and I know this is happening all over the country. If you live in the States, I can't speak for other places around the world, but at least here in the States and here in Boston, it's very visible. Tennessee, work is okay. We had the last races ever here at my job for the horses. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check out my last video. I did a tribute video for the place that I work. I still have a job for at least another year, maybe a little bit longer, give or take. But as far as horse racing here, it's done. Sunday was the last races ever to be had at this racetrack. I almost went there. um, but like I said, I was starting to say, one of my bigger visions that as I grow, especially on the financial side, And the more that I get more people involved, I get the more the right people come into my life or I get connected to. I wanna I wanna not only develop, buy property or whatever, fix it up, but instead of doing what these people are doing just to make money, I don't want to just make money for myself. I want to help people. I want to buy an apartment complex or buy a couple of houses and house low income people or homeless people or people that are like in that mid threshold where they make too much to get government support and make too little to be able to support themselves. And I want to create an environment where the rent is not necessarily based on your income. It's genuinely based on what you can realistically afford. Because what government subsidies don't help with is that they don't help you. It helps you in the sense that you pay less than what the market rent is, but you're still struggling check to check. And if you make $2 more, your rent goes up on $200 more, which doesn't help you to get to a better place. What I want to do is I want to sit down and I don't want to just do affordable housing type thing. What I want to do is I want to realistically sit down with the people that come to want to live in my complexes or whatever. I want to legitimately sit down with them and say, break down all your expenses and how much can you realistically and practically afford to pay a month for your rent, that you can still pay your other bills, put food on the table. If you have kids, take care of your kids. If you're by yourself and you're trying to redevelop, reinvent yourself, or you're trying to better your life, what way, how will what's a realistic amount that will help you to pursue that, and I'm not, and we'll continue to review that, not because you made an extra $2, an hour, but, if you are doing a little bit, if you are doing, you know, better, or you are in a better financial situation where you can afford an extra 100 or 200 a month, then we reevaluate. But if you're still in a place where you can't, or maybe you lost your job and now you're only making, you're on unemployment, so you're making a third less than what you were originally making. But not only do I want to do that, the other part of that is I want to help you to go after what you really want to do. Whether that's go to school, or you want to work as a chef or in the kitchen. I want to, or you want to learn about finance, how to really budget your money to make it work for you. Like, I want to get, an accountant or certified accountant or whatever, to like meet with people on a monthly basis, to go over their budget and how, and help them to figure out how to pursue what they want to pursue on a financial level. I want to get a social worker involved, or career specialist, to help people that maybe they want to be a creator, maybe they want to be a chef, and help them to find the avenues to be able to pursue what they really want to do. And if they want to get to a point where they can buy their own home, like, I want things in place to help those people. And like I said, whether they're homeless, low income, Maybe they're in that middle threshold where, and I've known a lot of people that have been in that threshold where they don't, they make too much money to qualify for subsidies or government help, but make too little to actually support themselves. My cousin is one of them. She can't get subsidized rent because she makes too much money. She can't get food stamps because she makes too much money. But she can't afford market rent. Majority of her checks go just to pay the rent. She can't stay on top of her other bills. She can barely put food on the table. I want to help people. I want to put something in place. I want to develop something that helps people to get out of those types of situations. You know, I want to put you in a. I want to put I want to put people in a situation where they're not worried about their being able to keep a roof over their head. At the very least, and that's why, like I said, you know, a one bed a studio apartment here in Boston now is almost $2,000. I don't even make $2,000 a month, a month. You know, I think even my cousin's rent is around 2,000. She's got a two-bedroom, a small two-bedroom, and I think she's paying around 2,000. She makes a bit more than me, but still, the majority of her check goes to her rent. And then she has to pick and choose which bill she's gonna pay. You know? And I want to help people like that. I want to help people like me that, you know, work, you know, for $12 an hour and can't afford just a studio apartment. And, they don't want to stay at this type of job, but they have other dreams, but they don't know how they could pursue it without having to, you know, because so many people, including myself, have sacrificed their dreams just to make ends meet. And I want to, there's so much emphasis on people doing what they love and and whatnot. I want to make it easier for people to be able to do that. And we're not taught how to be uh, be financially smart. We're not taught. Some people can naturally do it. I have no business sense whatsoever. I don't even have interest in business. I'm trying to create my own brand, but I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just blindly, you know, trying to create my own brand. You know, I have no and I have no attention span to try to learn anything on the business end. I want to, but I don't have I try and it goes over my head, or I quickly lose interest. I want to create. I want to get connected with people that can help me flesh out what my bigger dreams are. But I also feel like I need the platform to be able to do that. I need help to grow in that way. Of course, I want to take care of my own family too. I want to make sure my family's right. I'm okay. You know, I you know I don't need a lavish life. I'm not someone that necessarily cares about traveling. I don't want expensive cars. I mean, I could take that back in the sense like if I were gonna be someone that like were to buy cars and stuff, I'm not buying a Porsche. I'm not buying a Ferrari. I'm not buying any of that stuff. All I want, the number one car I want is a Jeep Wrangler. The second possible car that I want is maybe a Tesla because I do want to be environmentally friendly to some extent. I'm in love with the Wrangler. I never thought I would be in love with the Wrangler, and I know that's not environmentally friendly, but I would get something like a Tesla for like, you know, long distance trips or whatever, road trips or whatever, you know, to save on gas and to save on environment or whatever. The Wrangler would be, my toy, so to speak. The only other vehicle that I have my eye on, or I just love the look of it, and I think it would be cool to have, is those slingshots. You know, I guess they're technically considered a motorcycle, but they kind of look like a badass like modification of like the Batmobile. No, you ever see? I don't know if you've seen the slingshots, but like the front of the thing has like an X like this in the front. And so like that's the only like sporty looking thing that ever really caught my attention. But like, if I were gonna have like multiple cars, those would probably be my three options, or the ones that grab my attention. But and as far as my house, like I already know what I want for a house. I don't need anything big. I just, I do want to have my own little in-house studio, my little in-house gym. I would love to have a pool, but I don't need like a mansion. I don't need anything huge. I just need enough space, you know, to breathe and to have my creative space, you know. So, yeah, I got dreams. I got big dreams. I got visions, and sometimes they seem very much out of reach, but they make me, just the thought of those dreams make me happy. Sometimes I get a little caught up in the details of the dreams that kind of like stress me out a little bit, but like just the idea that I can have the Jeep Wrangler that I want, whenever I see it riding down the street or I see it parked somewhere, I get so giddy and so happy and so excited. It's not even my car yet, but just seeing it makes me happy, you know? Because I know one day it will be my car. I don't even care if it's a brand new Jeep. I want the color, I want the Jeep Wrangler that I want. I don't care if it's brand new. I just want the color scheme that I want. Hello, Ben. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for saying what's up. How are you doing today? I'm good. I am doing okay. My day was a little tiresome. I was recouping from working 4 12-hour shifts in the last couple of days. Um, and I haven't had an actual night off yet, but I spent most of Monday trying to regain some energy stuff. But I'm good. If you have it, you can check out the video I put out Sunday night to show the end of live racing at my job. I did a farewell video of that. I work at Suffolk Downs in Boston, the thoroughbred racetrack, horse racing track. They had their two last races ever here in Boston, and I made a tribute. I made a video to, um, kind of, yeah, I'm been calling it a tribute video, just showing love to the people that I've gotten to know over the last 15 years. So, and please feel free to share that particular video out. So far, that video has been getting a lot of views. I don't know where at last check it was at like 78, 77 views. The highest viewing video that I've had in a very, very long time. I can't remember the last video that got that many views in one, within a 24-hour period. I think I still have only one video that ever went over 1K, but that took like 3 years for it to go over 1K. And it wasn't even one of my best videos. Alright, I'm going to give this a couple more minutes and I will end it. I'll let it hit the 2-hour mark and then I'll end it. But I'm glad and I'm grateful for everybody that came in to show love. Into the bush, thank you for hanging out. Cashier, I thank you for hanging out. Cashier. Savage, of course, for coming in. Ben, I'm so grateful for everybody that comes in and shows love and shows support. It means the world. And when you do share out my content and people come back and tell me, hey, so and so told me about your channel. Here I am. You know, it means so much. And when I know that when you let me know, I might come off a little weird or like uncomfortable when someone tells me how much I've affected them. Because off the back, it's like, I don't know about you, but I know sometimes it's hard to take compliments. But I take it in and I'm going, people are showing, letting me know what I want them to show me, which is, letting me know that I've impacted them in a positive way. Jay 1980 constantly tells me how much I've helped him out of his depression. And this is not me boasting. This is like legit. You go back to you know, live streams from the beginning of the year, and he'll tell, it's all in the chats. And you can see on my face I'm a little bit uncomfortable with it, but I'm trying to like embrace it and just thank you. And it's one of my intentions is like, I say it all the time, I'm trying to spread love. I'm trying to spread love and positivity. I know how it feels to feel lost. I know how it feels to feel depressed, to feel like you're not going to make it, that you're, I know what it feels like to feel like things are not going to get better. You know, I have time. I have moments like that all the time. But I also try to, bring myself out of it. I do watch inspirational videos. I watch motivational talks. I watch people like Gary Vee and Abraham Hicks and a lot of the content creators that I watch. What the heck keeps getting... Okay, I don't know what I keep seeing. I think shadows are showing up. I don't know what. Something keeps... I keep seeing a shadow on my left side and I don't know what it's from. It's spooking me. I don't know. I just keep seeing a... It's probably just like the shadow of the trees, but like... What about Buddhism? But anyway, I think I am gonna... think I will end it. Thank you once again, everybody, for coming in. I love you. Appreciate you. Hope you can find something in your day or night or whatever to feel grateful for, something to appreciate about yourself, about life around you. It's all good. We're ending the stream right now, so you have a good one. As always, thank you. See you in the next one. Casher, thank you for hanging out. As always, like, love, share, and inspire. Don't forget, love is everything. I feel like I should wait a minute, 2 minutes, because I'm only at 158. I'll wait a minute and I'll say the outro once again. No problem. Thank you for hanging out, and I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself. I thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Can't click on anything, my friend. We're not clicking on anything, my friend. You have a good night. I'm just waiting for the last minute, and I'll do the intro. No, we can't trust people when they say to click on something. All right, have a good one, all. Cashier, see you in the next one. As always, like, love, share, and inspire. Don't forget, love is everything, and I will see you next time. Much love, all. Peace.